What's going on, guys? Blues2099 here. I'm going to start out by apologizing for the quality of this video and the absolutely horrible lighting. But since government control has forced us to use these particular types of light bulbs, I guess it is kind of fitting for the subject matter. What we're going to talk about today is gun control, uh, and particularly the potential upcoming ban. Um, it's been said that the surest way to enslave the people is to disarm them, and that's something that people haven't really talked about in their rants and pleas for support. Is why they're banning or attempting to ban uh, firearms, certain types of firearms, things of that nature. Uh, I want to start by saying I sympathize with the victims of gun violence. I sympathize with the victims of violence in general because, regardless of popular belief, I am in fact a compassionate person. However, I feel just as bad for the woman who's beat to death by her husband with his bare hands as I do for, people in a movie theater getting shot or kids in a elementary school. And it is tragic. However, it's not the firearm's fault. It's an inanimate object. You know, you prop their favorite little fear device at the moment up against the door and leave it unattended, and it is not going to go out and kill anybody. I tested this. Don't worry, folks. My rifle went absolutely nowhere, but it's scary. There's several reasons why legislation would want to disarm the people. One would be, say, conservation. You know, we're not allowed to hunt anymore, so to ensure that we take away your firearms. However, that's not what they're going after. They don't care about hunting weapons. They only care about assault weapons, which they know absolutely nothing about. Which means your defensive capabilities are what they want to take. Sure, they want to use the fear of mass shootings. They don't reference the mass killings in China where there are no civilian firearms that were done with an axe. Magazine capacity is something that they're pretty serious about. I actually don't have any handguns that hold less than 10 rounds at the moment. Don't worry, folks. There's a 1911 coming. It's on layaway. But let's say for hypothetical purposes, I have a classroom of 6-year-olds that I want to slaughter. And all I have is 10 rounds. This is not 10-round magazine, but just go with it. Not a lot of heroes among 6-year-olds. They're not going to fight me too hard, which means I have all the time in the world to empty 10 rounds into them and do that. That's a tactical reload. It doesn't take a lot of time. If I had 10-round magazines, I could spend ammunition all day long. I have to do a little more work for it, but it's doable. And they know this, which means that the magazines aren't really the issue. So what is the issue? Kids can be killed just as easily with baseball bats, axes, cars, plane crashes, this ammonia gas that you make out of household cleaning materials. If you want to kill folks, you're going to do it. So why take away law-abiding citizens, and that's citizens, not subjects, capabilities to defend themselves or to engage in a recreational activity simply because of fear? Well, that doesn't make any sense. A bus crashes and kills 10 kids. Oh well, no more school buses. I mean, that's the kind of logic we're talking here. But that's not what's happening. I also have assault weapons with high capacity magazines. And I haven't shot up any movie theaters. I haven't gone out and killed a bunch of innocent kids. Those people that did that were hardly adults themselves. Perhaps the firearms aren't the problem, because very few incidences. Columbine. Columbine was teenagers. It was kids. Aurora, what was he, 21, 22, something like that? I don't know the statistics, but he was young. Uh, Lanza with Sandy Hook, he was young. What else you got? Gang violence, that's committed by younger folks most of the time. Perhaps the firearms aren't the problem, but piss poor parenting is the problem. Maybe. All these firearms have been hanging here, some of them for a year or better. None of them have scampered out and killed anybody. Not the AR-15 assault rifle, not the AK-47 assault rifle, not the combat shotgun, which, by the way, wouldn't be touched by a gun ban, even though it is a combat shotgun. It's a 20-inch barreled shotgun, 7-shot magazine. I ain't killing any birds with that. I'm a damn good shot, but the spray on that's not going to let me kill any animals with it. That's for the two-legged kind. The logic is flawed, and we have to do something about it. Because their method is, their agenda rather, is to take your ability to defend yourself, and they will use anything that they can to do that. You have guns, you might kill a bunch of kids. We need your guns, we need your ammo, we need your magazines, or we need you to not be able to get those. Because we don't trust you, John Q. Public, not to do something crazy. That logic is flawed too. Because crazy is going to happen. Whether he drives a truck into the classroom or he goes in there with an assault weapon and kills a bunch of people, he's going to do it anyway. They're not interested in safety or public interest. They're interested in firearms out of the hands of Americans. I hate to sound like the conspiracy nut because it's not really my thing. But the only reason that you would want to disarm a people is to enslave them. And I don't mean work camps or any of that nature. I'm not interested in FEMA camps. I don't want to hear about them. Please don't comment about FEMA camps. I don't care. But you crush the economy and you take away firearms, and the people are now dependent upon the government. It's no longer the government works for the people. It's the people works for the government. So, I mean, look, the Bill of Rights is pretty much gone. You think you have free speech? Get on a plane and say bomb. See how free your speech is. Stand out on a street corner somewhere and rant about anything. Gun control, God, whatever. You're going to jail, or at least ran off. In which case, you don't get to exercise your free speech anymore. The Fourth Amendment, the Patriot Act, killed the Fourth Amendment. The federal government can come into your house anytime they want to, for any reason they want to. That's a legal search, is what that is. The police still abide by it, but the federal government doesn't have to. So, what good is that amendment? And if they can kill all of those, then it's easy for them to take guns too. So there's your Second Amendment gone as well. And there's, others of those first 10 that have been blatantly violated. But the only reason that they would want your firearms would be to ensure that you're incapable of defending yourself. 236 years ago, we fought a war over a government acting in a manner that we did not agree with or did not approve of. But we've given them the ability to do the things that they're doing. We allowed them to do this. Don't accept any minor victories in this. They're asking for this much. Right? If we give them this much, then now they still have this much to go. Well, this is what we want. Okay, we'll give you this much. And now they're here. They will inch us to death. And I mean that. Death is where that will end up. Uh, don't accept compromises. Nothing. It's all or nothing, and do not cave on it. You can't have a single round of my ammunition. You can't have a single magazine. If you tell me I can't have a 30-round magazine, but I can have a 29-round magazine, I'm not caving. Call your senators, call your legislators, tell them that you will not have this right infringed in any way. They've already got a good foothold in it. You know, do I need an AR-15 to ensure my safety? Not right now. I don't need it to ensure the safety of my family. I don't need it to ensure the defense of my family. But it's my decision as to whether I have one. Not, Nancy Pelosi's, not Joe Biden's, not Dianne Feinstein's, not Barack Obama's. It's my decision. And it's a right that I have as an American. Given that the Second Amendment specifically says for the defense of the country, defense of the nation rather, it's not about, oh, you can have hunting guns. That still violated my Second Amendment. It doesn't say the right of the people to keep and bear arms to procure food. It doesn't say that. It says the defense of the nation, the well-regulated militia being necessary for the defense. And that's what it is. They don't want you to be able to defend against them. The point is they're attacking us in the legislation, trying to take your freedoms and your ability to defend yourself for their own personal agendas. If they attack us with Congress, we fight back. Call your senators, your representatives, anybody. Talk to everybody you know. If they're on the fence about gun control, try to convince them, talk to them, get them to call. Just harass your representatives. Call them every day, all day, leave messages, emails, bug the piss out of them. Tell them we will not stand for this. They're attacking us in Congress right now. If they win that, how long before they actually physically attack us? And if they win this and decide to do that, your ability to defend against it is already gone. They've won. There's nothing you can do. Don't let that happen. Call your people. Call other people's people. Don't just call your representatives. Call representatives from other states, senators from other states. Bother them. Sign petitions. Do anything and everything you can, because they're taking your freedoms and they're further crushing the economy. Do everything you can legally to fight this, because the next big step is something that we all want to avoid, and we don't want it to come to that. So thanks for watching. Stick stick to your guns, keep your powder dry and your head on a swivel.